G'day, welcome to another WRFL Icon Series. This time we're going to look at the highest individual medal you can get in the Western Region Footy League in the old FDFL is the Barry Priest Medal, named after one of the greats from the Braybrook Football Club, who won the medal himself a couple of times. Got two gentlemen with me now who've had that Barry Priest Medal put around their neck. One of them twice, one of them once. Tim Jenkins, Sami Sir. Hello, boys. How are you? You look very fit and healthy and well. You're obviously looking after yourself these days, Sammy.
Yeah, Kev, I'm just running my business down in Brunswick called Beyond the Zone, which is about group and personal training. So.
One of the hallmarks of you as a player was your fitness. Is that something that's been a passion of your life, basically?
Yeah, all my life. I think there's no better feeling in life than to be fit, and I think it's sort of even the football clubs I was fortunate enough to play, especially my wonderful club Parkside. We were always very, very fit. We loved to party hard, which is we trained hard too.
Yep. What talk about the Priest Medal? I mean, you won it in 2000.
2003, wasn't it?
2000.
2001?
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
In a premiership year?
Yeah.
You've had the chance now to have a think about what that meant to you as an individual honour. The premiership's one thing. Yeah. What about the individual?
I'll tell you in short, I was very fortunate enough to get a number of invitations to the Priest Medal, to the dinner, to the presentation. Having a young family at the time, and I was working all day, it was like, for me, I think there's a lot of unsung heroes at football clubs, and I'd always give my invite to some stalwarts at the club to go and enjoy with themselves or with their family, with their wives, and never turned up. And actually, in 2000, I didn't even turn up to the count. I got a phone call the following morning at work from Stephen Mill, congratulating me, and I just thought, oh God. And what I said to him again was, look, mate, in 2 weeks' time, he's the real medal that I play football for, and I think we all do. It's a great honour. However, it's not something that I'd sit back and say, maybe when I retire, maybe I will, maybe when I finish up. And to answer that question in short now, is look, it's an achievement, but at the end of the day, I think deep down I do know that my brothers and dad played for me too, and a few of my teammates used to turn around and hang on me and say, give his medal back, because they said they reckon that I pinch a few of his votes too. So S-Sir was running out.
You reckon S-Sir might have got a bit confused there?
So it's a shared medal myself and team.
I mean, you're still playing. You're still an active player in the Western Region Footy League, and a very good player. Do you get a chance to think about that, or is that something you just don't think about?
No, not really. I think once the season gets underway and you start playing footy, it's just a bit of a memory. So you get well on the medal, obviously, in the off season. You enjoy it a little bit, and the boys get around you. But then once the season gets going again and the new season comes, it's just a distant memory. Yeah.
You played at a high level. You played some VFA footy at Williamstown. The suburban footy has been your life for the last few years. How have you sort of settled with that? Are you happy with what you've done with your footy?
I was actually talking about this on Sunday, and look, it's one of my probably regrets in footy is between when I was maybe 16 to 21, playing at Williamstown and the Jets and things like that, I never really gave it a proper go. Yeah. I just kind of relied on talent to get by, and I never really did all the training. Unlike yourself, I didn't work hard enough. I just kind of got out there on a Saturday and gave it a go. I never didn't really listen to coaches in terms of taking on feedback. And it probably wasn't until I was in the pre-season of 2009, leading into 2010, probably matured a little bit, and I thought, let's actually give this pre-season a proper go and train and get in the gym and do all the training. And probably since then, it was a realisation that you actually, whatever you put in, you get out at the end. So since that point in time, I've really, backed into my training, and that's probably the thing I regret is I wish during those ages, 16 to 21, where I had opportunities to do more in my footy, that I wish I'd actually put that effort in. And
so you get down at Parkside, I would have got your footy.
Well, that would have got you a lot of things at Parkside. Don't you worry about that. You played VFA footy too as a teenager, and your brother played AFL footy. Yeah. Did you get out of it similar sort of story to Tim's or not?
Well, I don't know. For me, it was always about being fit, game football. I mean, a lot of people. Some people will say, okay, I've got their own say ideas or views about myself as a footballer. But a few would ask me to go what type of football I was always about being the fittest that I can be, getting a good pre-season under my belt. Not gifted, I don't believe. Just hard working, yes, but not. I would say, got a natural talent. I've got some mates that are like, kick the ball. I've got a mate of mine, my best mate. He's played footy. I played footy with him at Brunswick in the under-19s and whatnot. I've never seen a bloke get tackled, and it's because he's so evasive. However, just didn't have a work ethic. Everything pre-season, and could have been anything. But for me, it's just my philosophy is about just working hard. I've got 2 young boys that play footy now, now 19, 20, and I just say, look, get fit, mate. Cut the crap. Get fit. Skills will look after you. Can work on your skills, but your fitness, you've got to just make sure you've got a good base. And I suppose at AFL they do talk about the guys that they pick up, like the Cam Rainers and whatnot, and saying, okay, get 2 or 3 pre-seasons under their belt and watch them fly then. So, I think it's very important. Timmy, I'm glad that you've actually it's not easy with 2 medals, I suppose, in your case, and have a bit of success personally yourself, but get fit, mate, and you've seen a lot yourself too. Being fit is the best way, I think, in life and footy too.
Wouldn't the medal surprise you, given your how will I put this in the nicest possible way? Given your chirpy nature on the ground, your ability to vocalise your thoughts on any particular decision going on in the game at any particular time, Sammy?
To be honest, Kim, I don't think I never really I didn't sit there and bag an umpire. I still swear by that, and the fact that I've never seen an umpire change their decision. Unless someone's like someone else. But, in regarding a hole in the ball or dropping the ball or too high tackle, they've never changed their decision. I've always believed in the philosophy of, very early in my football career, my coaches instilled in me, hands up, shut up, what was the process. So that's something that I used to sort of turn around and really make sure that we try to do that at Parkside too, and, with Phil and Shep, and even Mr. Nick Condos, who was probably a chairman at the time, and still involved with Parkside. But these guys used to really, make sure that we did that, because the umpires never going to change their minds. But regarding, say, my chirpiness on the ground, look, I didn't mind having a dig at my opponent. I think I was always taught it's 90% up, above your shoulders. I found it to really work for me in the sense that it didn't matter what I say to my opponent. At the time, it's a game it's a combat sport. My mum and dad, if they were wearing the opposition colours, I'd be going just as hard at them. That's what it meant for me. But at the end of the end of the game, we shook hands, and, got together, had a drink. Yep. A bit of soft drink or a beer. Yep. Didn't want a burger back then. I could tell that in the voice, but not anymore. But look, I think that's what I meant by the individual stuff. It's not for me. It's about you do anything you can within the rules. Obviously, you can say whatever you want to someone. Of course, without going too far. Maybe at the time we were probably too far based on what the rules and the state of the game is now. But I do apologise to anyone if I've actually offended you, but deep down I'm actually not a bad bloke. But based on that, I think look, it's a bit of a surprise. But I don't play football for individual accolades. For me, as I said before, it's all about the team success. It is a great honour. It's wonderful to be able to be sort of presented with such an honourable medal, and I suppose you've got it twice to me. But from my point of view, it was a bit of a shocker. It was when Millie called me, I'm like, oh yeah, cool mate, okay. And I think it was Cameron Barker from West Footscray. Yeah. And Krusty, his nickname, he's not a bad bloke himself.
Yeah, good bloke.
Yeah, so we sort of had some good battles out there. Well, I'm sure we said a few words to each other there, but always got back together and have a beer at the club. In the club.
It's funny that you two have never crossed paths at any stage.
When did you start?
I think my first game would have been 2006, maybe.
Nah, so hang on, 2003 at Flag. Actually, I might have been. I might have been trying to get a kick out there. Actually, no, I think I might have finished. Sid might have been still playing.
Sid was still playing. 2005,
I don't know if I ever played against Parkside. I remember watching Parkside a lot back in the day, but I don't think I ever played.
Did you watch the powerhouse?
We did. I remember the coldest day in history down at Parkside. We get to St Albans one year. I remember standing with the supporters, and it was that cold. Wind was coming in horizontally. That's probably my fondest memory of Parkside.
Well, I must admit, the surface is probably the best surface I've ever played in, even VFA footy.
The Merv Hughes Oval.
Merv Hughes Oval was just wonderful. They do a great job. I'm not sure
what is it? I mean, you're a passionate human being. You're a combative human being. But the Parkside thing inside you is as strong as anyone I've ever seen it in all the time I've been involved in football.
I'm a Carlton supporter, but almost every club I've played at is Collingwood stripes, and it's ironic. But from a Parkside perspective, I suppose it's a brotherhood. You know, we was always inbred into us.
But you can buy into that, or you can't, and you do like there's no tomorrow.
I think, you know, there was I do, and I did that because it was when I first went to the club. When I got across the club, I think, oh God, was it back in 98, I think, no, 90, would have been about 96, 97.
Yep.
See, the year one, I went there the year after I won the flag, 97 might have been, and I think Shane Keogh was there for a year. And,
He's a couple of former human beings.
well, Shane Keogh was a coach, and he basically, you know, probably got me down there with a couple of mates who were playing there and whatnot. And so I went across there and had a bit of a kick. Didn't really do a pre-season, a lot of new things and a lot of new change. But for me, I think what was really embedded, I was really embraced by the boys, the club, you know, and there was that real, you know, you know yourself, and there were some games, you know, deep down, you know, you haven't really performed, and you've got like blokes saying, oh, bro, you know, well done, well played. It's like, you think, deep down, it's killing you, you know, and I thought, that's it. These guys have, you know your own game, and my game wasn't up to par at my standard, and so with the boys being supportive and being there, I think at the start, and really, you know, harnessed and grabbed me in and took me in. They just sort of like, there is that unbelievable level of resolve amongst the boys, just in life as well too.
Yep.
Everyone battles hard, but what they do is they party hard, and by God, they play hard, and they play for each other. And I think we see a side like Richmond. I was just saying before that at half time they were having a bit of a laugh. And I'll never forget Phil O'Keefe's famous words were, "A happy team is a dangerous team." Yeah? And I still talk about that even now to, you know, other people that I come across, even in my business. You know, and I probably run my business model based on some of that stuff. You know, it's all about group motivation. Let's go, bang, bang. You know, suck it up. I hand out straws. You know, let's go. No one's going to die. Just motivating, driving people. That's the motivation that I have at Parkside as well too.
Yeah.
Just the culture of the place is just amazing.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. Did winning the medals change you as a footballer? Did it change the way other teams approached you?
I probably got a bit more attention than I previously did. As I was saying to you, the 2009 pre-season heading into 2010, I had a really big pre-season, and probably the results started to show early on. I think the year before I played well, but I wasn't kicking the goals.
Yep.
And then probably since then I've had blood hanging off me for the past 9 or 10 years. So you probably get a bit of attention, but then it more challenges you in terms of how you can change the way you play and the different way you go about it, and how you can utilise your team to have the best assets of everyone, not just yourself, because there's going to be times in a game or throughout the season where I can't be a dominant player and have to play a secondary role, and if that's better for the team at the time, then that's kind of what you need to do. So probably the attention that came to myself changed. I don't think it's changed the way I've gone about playing. It's just made me think a bit more strategically about how I get through certain situations, and I probably can't dominate to that extent where I was able to run free and just get on the end of kicking goals all game. But I think my influence in the game is still probably the same.
Did it bring out the more cheekiness in your opponents? Didn't get a kick today, medal, and all that sort of stuff?
You get a bit more from the crowd, a little bit more of this. But you come up against some really good players. So they're the battles that I kind of look back now, coming up against certain sides. I remember Chase Morgan back when Spotty were up and about, and I used to know every time I'm playing Spotty, I was coming up against Chase, and he was the best player in terms of a tagger kind of role that I've come against, because he was so committed to the role, and he'd actually make me work the other way just as hard. And so they were the games that I'd love at the end of the game, and would same thing, shake hands, have a beer inside. Some days he would beat me, some games I would beat him, and they're the kind of things you have as memories. And you still have those games now where some guys have been playing for 6, 7, 8 years, and you know what they're going to give you, and you kind of love that side of footy, I think.
Was there anyone you enjoyed taking on and having that kind of contest with?
Played against, fortunate to play alongside a lot of talented, a lot of good footballers, and I think, and to play against, I think every side we played against, Colts were an amazing rivalry with us, and I think, Spotty had some decent players in there, the Majoa boys, and Colts had, Johnny Lindsay in the middle, and Joshy O'Neill, and had Jason Clark kicking goals. They never really kicked the bag. Clarkie, if you're watching this, mate, never really kicked the bag.
You'll be watching.
Haven't kicked many bags against Parks, not while I played anyway. But look, I mean, I think, even St Albans, I think, it was, I remember Steve, it was Alan Littard that was coaching him at one stage.
Yeah, he was.
Alan also played as well too. I think they were probably the top 3 or 4 sides. Unfortunately, even back then, we like, so top 4, and it was the YC, the Sunshine YCs, and all that. But I think they were a lot more stronger now too. I think our turnaback was in.
So this is why you understand now why people hated Parkside and still do. It's success. It's that Spotty took that for a little while. Port Colts took it for a little while. Hoppers had it for a little while there. Certainly Gear Park have it now. They own it now. But Parkside's always been, no matter what division Parkside's been in, Parkside's been a club that the other clubs hate. In that really good one.
But we knew that. We were always an underdog.
And you thrived on it.
And I think that's probably the culture of the club too. That we've got a slogan there saying that once a Parkside, always a Parkside. So.
We've all heard it, Sammy. Trust me.
I'm sure you've heard it a few times. And my motto back playing there was, mate, it's the way it is here. If you don't want to go and play against us.
I've got to ask you, where is the medal? Do you know? Okay. Where are?
No, it's at home. It definitely is at home.
Where are the medals?
They both got framed, so they're up on the wall. Not at the wall, they're painting a room, so they're on the floor at the minute, but they've both been framed.
They're next to the Premiership medal, by the way. They go front and centre. Absolutely.
Have you won any other BNFs in your footy time, juniors and all that? Did you?
No, I don't think so. No. I kept sort of going back a few years, but no. I've never really paid much attention to that. I mean, there's. From a club, even from a club perspective, it's about, for me, it's always about the Premiership side. And I think I played in one at West Coburg, played
here we go.
A couple of juniors. I've been fortunate, I've been very, very fortunate, and I'm very grateful for that. And that's something that I try and resonate to even the young guys. I train some young kids in my business who are up and coming footballers. Parents bring them on for one-on-one, a bit from a fitness, but also from a football tuition. And they're the things that I basically embed into those kids. It's not so much about the individual stuff, mate. It's about
I think it's great.
What you can bring into the team environment, and and the team success is the ultimate.
The really funny thing for me, over the years, having talked to a lot of people who've won a lot of medals, a lot of best and fairest, is they always talk about the team. They don't talk about themselves. That stuff just happens, but the team thing is what they enjoy and what they get the most satisfaction out of. And you two are exactly the same. Exactly the same. You talk a lot about yourself. You talk about team success and being part of a group of blokes who you go to battle with on a Saturday afternoon and laugh.
And they're the memories that you have. Like, I've had one flag at St Albans, but I look back to when even our reserve side won the flag a few years ago, and that was one of my best moments in football. I wasn't even involved, had no impact on the game, but just seeing other people have success and how much kind of excitement and enthusiasm that brings to a group and a club. They're the times you look back and you talk about those actions on that ground at that day, and you obviously had that playing senior footy, but the team stuff. They're the memories you have.
I think it's also too, Timmy, it's a fact that from a club perspective, mate, there are so many times people that work at local clubs, at local level, and it's almost like an opportunity as a player that you go, okay, I can just repay you just a little bit of the effort that you put into the club that we love and we're honoured to play and represent. That this is a bit of thank you and gratitude from us to you. And mate, seeing those people like in tears and just hugging you all night and having a drink and having a laugh with them, and it's a great feeling. That's what local football. That's what Parkside Football Club's all about.
That's what footy's all about. To be honest, what sport's all about. Hey, thank you both for your time. Appreciate it.
No worries,
good luck with the business.
Get down if you're in Brunswick, get down.
It's clearly working because you look $1 million.
Good promotion of
He's a terrific advertisement for himself, isn't he? And good luck for the rest of the season, Tim.
Thanks, Kev.
Good on you. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.